Hey, what is up, everybody? It's Dean Soto with ProSolum.com and FreedomIn5Minutes.com. Today's topic is the knots are going to destroy you. That and more coming up. All right, cool. So I want to keep on staying in the habit of making videos. Check this out. So it is a nice rainy day out here. Nice rainy day. I can't actually see what you're seeing, but I think you're seeing what I'm seeing, which is it's kind of gloomy, kind of rainy, but it's awesome in the California Central country. Let me make sure you can actually see me. Well, maybe not there. Okay. Okay, well, I guess I can't actually see if you see me. All right, I think you can see me. So check this out. See this? What is this? This board. This is a board that my wife wanted me to cut today. This is a board that my wife wanted me to cut. Basically, this is going around a window trim. We're putting a whole mess of these boards in our kitchen. So it goes slats that are going up our kitchen wall. Well, when you're going around a window, you have to make, in this particular case, we had to cut through and kind of make a little L shape with this board. Well, as I was doing this board, I've done a couple of them. As I was doing this board, this happened. Now, what is that? Well, as I was using the skill saw, let me put it down. Well, actually, you know what? I take it back. As I was using the skill saw, I was cutting long ways on this board, cutting long ways, and I got to this knot right there, just like that one, and just like that one. And as I was cutting, I hear boards starting to drop, or I hear wood starting to drop on the floor, and I'm like, what the heck is that? And I look down, and that happened. Literally destroyed an entire piece of wood. This entire piece of wood that we were going to use is toast, pretty much. I guess my wife might be able to use it on one of the other sides. I'm not quite sure. I don't think so. But this board is pretty much toast. Why is it toast? What happened? Well, it's because of that knot. If you've ever done anything with woodworking, and typically this channel is not about woodworking, it's about systems and virtual assistants and things like that. If you've done anything with woodworking, when you hit knots, whether it's with a nail or with a saw, like I did in this case, I don't even know why I didn't even think about it, it completely decimated the wood. In fact, this is what it looks like. Turned into these two pieces right here, like that. And so that wood is completely useless. Can't use it for this particular project. I could use it for something else, but it's completely useless. Why is that? Why is that important? Oh, aside from the fact that I don't get to use that piece of wood, and I might have to go to Home Depot out in the city again, which will take another hour or so to be able to do that. Why is it important? It's important because guess what? You have knots. It could be physical knots. I had physical knots in my shoulders. I get a massage every week. And I had physical knots in my shoulders from stress that I did not even realize was there. The massage therapist, she's also a kinesiologist. As soon as she touched this one area in my shoulder, she immediately was like, "Oh my gosh, you have been stressed out." And I was like, "Hey, I guess, and maybe." But I was. If you listen to the Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast, you know that I was stressed out from some real estate stuff that had gone a little bit bad, and I had to confront some people. But all that being said, these knots that you have, whether it's actual physical knots or knots in how the stories that you tell yourself or the things that you tell yourself actually can destroy you. They can hurt you. Okay? Like in this case, it completely destroyed this piece of wood that I was going to use. It can actually destroy you. So for me, one of the knots that I had for quite a long time, and I still do, and I had to battle it every day. I actually had to do some of what's called a stack in the Wake Up Warrior community. I had to do a stack on the idea that I am not honest with what I want all the time. And sometimes I want these really outlandish things, right? I want these things that I know I can get deep down. I know I can get, but to actually want them, I don't know. And then what happens is I don't actually seek after those things that I want, and I start burning out, or I start getting bored. I start not being challenged, right? Or I'll try and say, well, yeah, that's what I really want, but I'll go after this little tiny, tiny, tiny thing that I think other people would be okay with me wanting, or okay with me desiring. And I'll go after that tiny thing, and I'm like, it's not even exciting, right? Not even exciting. So for me, for me, things that I want, like I want 200 plus employees that are out there serving my customers, 200 plus virtual assistants, systems and process virtual assistants serving my customers, which is not hard to do, actually. Quarter of the way there, pretty much. I want that. I want things on my land. I want houses. I want buildings on my land where work hands can actually start helping me to grow this 20 acres that I have into a retreat center that I've been wanting to do for quite a long time. I have all these other things, but these knots, these little stories or these things keep me from doing that. You have those as well. It could be knots with your family, knots with your wife, knots with your kids, knots, whatever these things that are keeping you from actually being able to enjoy, and in fact hurting your relationship. So what are some knots right now in what you're doing? What are some knots that I keep on saying knots, but that's what they are. We can call them, just call them knots. We can call them these little things where you're stuck with your family, or with your spirituality, with your business, with your fitness, your health, things like that. Where are those little knots that are keeping you from moving on to the next phase, or keeping you from expanding? Okay. In fact, a lot of times they can actually hurt you as well if you're not honest with yourself that you even have these things, or you have these desires, or you have these stories that you're telling yourself that you can't do something. What is something, just one thing right now, that you're either not being honest about, or that you know is there, you just haven't dealt with it? Maybe you have to confront somebody. Maybe you have to tell someone something that they don't like, that you don't think they're going to want to hear, or that you need to fight for your raise, you have to reach out to clients more often. You have to do something that's a little bit more uncomfortable. What's that one thing? Just want you to try and at least notice that one thing, and then do something about it. Take the action to start unwinding that knot. Okay. And it might even be a physical, real, true knot in your shoulder, and you might have to just go get a massage or something like that. Okay. So anyway, just wanted to share that story. Dean Soto with prosulum.com. If you need a systems and process virtual assistant, one that can literally duplicate you, go check out prosulum.com, prosulum.com. We also have the Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast. If you go to freedomin5minutes.com and check that out as well. All right. We will see you in the next video of the Dean Soto channel, I guess you would say. All right. See you guys. Have a great one.